A shopperia. Maybe there's something still inside. Didn't expect to see that again. It's a bleep-bleep cupboard. It had no other use than fun-thinking time. Seems that the knobs need to be aligned so the device can load its program. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Wow! You don't have the key energy for that. Dead on. Killed that one. Don't flinch away from this. It's your moment. You need to focus. You always find good use for things like that.
Yeah.
This one seems to be in good spirits, despite being left here for dead.
Ja, geh.
Has heard that you have a sense of compassion and trusts it's in your nature to help those in need.
Mustat balagak. Why ad foodlia high?
Asks you to do the right thing for the sake of your conscience. It's only through your inner conflict you're held accountable for your actions. Is grateful you chose that. You can't be good without doing good for others.
Fan that flame!
Beat out that spark before it starts.
It was so young, so fragile. It had so much to give.
Better to take it down now while you still can.
Fire catches. Eventually.
Wonder where we can get some ride shoes for the mount. Rito and his bandits make camp here. Take care. Not enough key energy. Firstly, small things for your big ideas. Down to half your health. Slice and dice.
Muntea Mastula.
This one seems to be in good spirits, despite being left here for dead.
Muntea Mastula in Mo.
Has heard that you have a sense of compassion and trusts it's in your nature to help those in need.
Vaksan u intabadan kamaglai. Ja.
Asks you to do the right thing for the sake of your conscience. It's only through your inner conflict you're held accountable for your actions.
Gaguhu.
Is grateful you chose that. You can't be good without doing good for others.
Light instantly banishes dark.
How much light do you really need?
All the light, all of it!
I mean, you could leave a little space for the dark.
All the light.
History is nothing but a series of stories. Got anything? There's no time to look back. Too busy moving on. Grit. Sharp steel. That's a resource totem, a monument left behind by those that picked scrap, trying to keep the area clean. It's the chug yard. The gooing of the water in the ground is spreading. Need a key. Look at you move. The board mainly has posts from those that used to work at the chug yard back in the days gone. They don't make much sense these days. Not much more to say about the board, but Gizmo is holed up in the underyard here working on that Mekton of his. The Toxanol Corporation used to run chugger-chuggers out of here, big machines on rails with smokestacks that fouled the air. They can carry you anywhere you like. Well, anywhere that they go to, and then you can leg it from there. You're on the right track. Keep your eyes open. This box once tailed a chugger-chugger. Now it's just off track. Look at that, right in the chug yard. Follow the rails and you'll find all sorts of little treasures scattered all over the place. Of course not, but they get you closer to wherever you might want to go. Good work finding that track. They can teach you so much about the world. Keep looking for more. Tribes always scavenging for scrap, and the yard has plenty to go around. But they should have stuck to looting instead of playing around with sprockets. Made the kill. You've You've used up all your key energy. Sharp. Unpopular. Right in the face. Bomber Bonker's busy ram-banging the door. This is your chance. Keep focused on what you can do today. Tomorrow's already gone. Let's see. Yes, you can do anything. The sky's the limit. Now, let's take this back to Earth. Wow, you really took that all the way down to the end, in flames. Disgusting. Biohazard. Just gross. It's a wonder some of these up and downs still work. Guess they built machines better in the past. The spent nuclear fuel that Toxanol dumped in the surf had detrimental effects on the marine habitats, while the overflowing landfills contaminated the groundwater. Combined, this sent their world hurtling on an inevitable road to ruin. I need to brush up on my Wando, but I have a feeling he believes it was you that caused the bang at the yard. Oh, and he says he knows you. You used to call him Gizmo. He gave you the oil-greased hands when he taught you how to upcycle. Gizmo remembers you as a nice kidling, and he can still sense the warmth of your good heart.
Fruit, drip, cheek, typo,
But Gizmo says how you experience a memory can be different. You know the story, but sometimes the truth it brings is personal. He hopes you remember that one time he taught you to upcycle, and hopes you've had some use for it over the years. Gizmo says he also has re-memories from the long gone, but unlike you, he doesn't think of the past, for it's gone. He understands history made Loopalupin a big part of your past, your present, and soon, your future. You still believe there's some good in everyone. You still have hope for tomorrow. He says you should know that what's meant to be will always find a way, but history shouldn't consume you. Gizmo encourages that. You should forgive, but never forget. It'll provide some comfort to your soul and keep the memory of lost loved ones in your heart.
The light shines on!
Yes, break it in half. Crack that light.
It's just a break, a short pause.
A break, as in broken.
This can be fixed.
Would like to know if you ever doubt the choices you made on the path that brought you to this point. Would you have been happier going in a different direction? Figures you're either a rare person or a good liar. Maybe both. Hard to believe the world is actually going to survive. Just seemed impossible till now. Grateful to you for coming back and doing your best to change things. You were the only chance they had. Wonders if you liked working with the Myriad. They always seem so centered and so seeking. Thinks that's more than most are. It's hard to keep to a path like that. But that's not important now. Gizmo says it's taken a long time to bring the past up to the present, and where you go from here is up to you. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the underyard as he has no protection against the vacuum in the dead zone. So you need to salvage scrap to upcycle the Mekton, starting with the old crate outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the Mekton strong enough to fight the Jumbo Puff. That's what he decided to call it after he saw it for the first time. It's big and fluffy. That's accurate enough. If you can see past the blue color, that is. Looks like the switches need to be turned to match so enough charge can flow through the... Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Any sun is way better than none.